Wilmington, Delaware, for us. Yalda, the Vice President, is preparing to address the nation. What are you hearing about what are the celebrations going to look like?
Well, already, Catty, there are several hundred people who have gathered here outside the Biden HQ, where many of his advisors have come together. And as you say, we are waiting for the president-elect to come out and address the nation. The supporters here have been chanting, talking about how great America is and the fact that this is democracy at play. They've been waiting several days for this announcement. So a lot of joy here, a lot of happiness. I've got one supporter here with me, Eleonore. Thank you so much for joining us. Just give me your reaction to this announcement today.
Just utter and complete joy and relief to see that our country has made its statement that the election process actually is working and that the voice of reason has taken over again, at least in my opinion. But all Americans had their say, and we waited until the votes were counted. And they're being counted. They're still, we're still waiting a little bit more, but it's enough that we're confident enough to say that Joe Biden has won. And that is a bit of joy for me.
What are you hoping from the Biden presidency?
I'm hoping that we can find some sort of consensus as a country and come together again. It's been so disjointed and there's been so much anger on both sides of the political spectrum. And I think we need to work together to make a better country for everyone. And that is for Black lives. That is for LGBTQ lives. That's for women. We all deserve to have the same rights. So I'm glad that we have Joe in charge now.
I mean, it is going to be an uphill battle for him because the vote was so close. And 70 million people voted for Donald Trump. So it will be a difficult task for him to unite the nation.
It most definitely will be. But if anyone can do it, I do believe that it is Joe Biden. He has shown through his decades in the political arena that he is willing to speak across the political divide. And I think it's a time where we all need to be listening to each other and taking that moment to really truly process what being an American means to everyone, and hopefully make change.
What I find extraordinary is everyone I'm speaking to here in the crowd refer to him as Joe, like they know him.
Well, especially living in Delaware, it's a small state, and we all have met Joe at some point. So there is a very personal connection to him. We often joke that he's Uncle Joe. It feels like one of our own is finally going to take our concerns to the Capitol. It's really exciting.
And one of the things that he said he's going to do as of Monday is put together a COVID task force. I mean, how do you respond to that? Because that is something that really needs to be addressed.
Oh, most definitely. I come from, my mother is 80 years old. I personally have pre-existing conditions, and almost everybody I know has some sort of pre-existing condition. So this disease, which obviously is affecting the entire world, we need to get hold of it. We need to control it. We need to find a way that we can all realize that the science is the most important thing. And belief is one thing, science is something completely different. And it's the scientists we need to listen to. So if Joe's going to put together a task force, I have confidence that he's going to find the best scientists to be on that task force.
Let's talk about Kamala Harris, because she ticks so many firsts. First woman vice president, first African-American vice president, first vice president of Indian heritage.
Oh, it's amazing. I can't say that I'm not excited to have a woman in the White House. I mean, it's something that we've been waiting for since we got the right to vote. Women have a say. We have important things to say, and it's nice to have that kind of representation personally as a woman, but also our nation is made up of people of all different shapes and colors and sizes and different backgrounds. It's nice to finally have that kind of representation. I mean, we had Obama, we loved him, but to have a woman that represents how our country is made up of different people in her own person is very exciting.
And let's talk about what's hovering all over it, all of this, though, over this joy, is that Donald Trump, the current president, is refusing to accept the outcome of this.
That's a very good question, or rather a statement. I have no objection to him putting out the legal battles, because you know what? When those legal battles are said and done, They're going to say that the vote counts, the vote stands. So let's prove it. Let's show that the vote stands, that the people have made their say. You can argue as much as you want. You can take it to court. All you're going to do is waste money and time. In the end, the vote is the vote, and the people have had their say.
What about talking to friends and neighbors and people who don't support a Biden presidency? Do you find that they're angry?
I haven't talked to many yet, to be honest. Most of my personal friends, I am an actress, and so I am very much on the liberal bent. But I do have family that has a tendency to be more conservative. I think the thing we need to do is we need to find a way to communicate better and not have politics be the reason that we do things, but rather empathy. We need to find empathy for each other and teach empathy. Because I think if you really spend time and you listen and you talk and communicate with those people, you might find that you have more common ground than you really think you do.
Okay, Eleonore, thank you so much for joining us, Cathy. As you can hear there, a lot of joy, a lot of excitement, and the supporters here are waiting for Joe Biden